a lunch and learn on the STARS wellness and the points. So I guess maybe to start off, do you all have any questions regarding points, how to accumulate them? What does an activity mean specifically? Anything like that?
Well, I got a chart from Tina, which I think's done pretty well. John just looked at it a couple weeks ago.
Okay.
So I think we're doing pretty good on ours.
Okay.
That's good.
So you're tracking okay and making it work for you?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
So that's good. So
John, you saw my list.
Yes, I did, and it's wonderful. You did great. Just keep doing what you're doing. So for the purpose of this lunch and learn then, I think what we'll do is, because we're recording this, if any questions if any questions pop up during the course of this, obviously, just shout them out. We'll be able to answer it. But we also want to be able to offer this to our friends who are going to be tuning in, so we can provide them with some, beneficial information in case, we ever want to log in at any point and kind of figure out how to do the points. So I think the best way of going about doing this right now is I'm going to share my screen just so Heather and I can show you. This always does this. Okay, so this here is different in the sense that we're without Work Partners, our previous vendor, and by no longer being with them, we no longer have access to their online portal, which was nice to help everyone log points and track points and everything digitally on there. So at the beginning of the year, Heather and I were approached with the task of creating a system that kind of replicates what was offered through Work Partners, but just through our own, essentially like pen and paper version of it. And everybody who's enrolled in the program gets access to this, the Wellness Passport. There we go, very nice. And this is a physical version of it, but anybody has the opportunity to log on to the STARS Facebook page and get your digital version of it. And to do that, all you need to do is go to www.trcstarshealthplan.com. And this is our website. This is where we funnel a lot of information, whether it's our Wellness Wednesdays. We just like we're doing right now, we offer lunch and learns, and whenever we can, we record them and put them here under the incentives tab. If you ever want to go back and watch any of the previous lunch and learns, you can get. I don't know what just happened. Let's go back. Good old technical difficulties. Oh, we don't have internet. Somehow. Can you guys still hear us?
Yes.
Okay. That's odd. We have enough internet to get the Zoom working, but the STARS Health Plan, our website, is not working. But anyway, we apologize for this issue. Okay, so, there we go. All right, so anybody can get access to a digital copy of the Wellness Passport right here under this tab called Wellness Passport. we want to keep our secrets under lock and key. Just kidding. It's TRC stars asterisk. I think that's what it's called. Is that- yeah.
Mhm.
Just type that in. We hit enter, and boom, you get access to the wellness passport itself. This bad boy right here is broken up into 5 categories, and you have the opportunity to go on and look under each particular category or the full document. And just for the sake of this lunch and learn, we're just going to click on the full document because we'll show you guys. Once this decides to cooperate, here we go. All right, this is the whole document broken down, or that's not broken down, it's just everything that's in our wellness passport. Everything from our contact information to a little bit of information about the wellness passport itself, the difference between shining stars, shooting stars, and all stars. Basically, all that means is shining stars. We have this wellness program open to anybody who works for the Resource Center, whether you have the insurance or not. If you don't have the insurance, you can still take advantage of all the things that we offer. You would just be under the shining star category, and there's no premium reduction component included in this because anybody in this one is not on the insurance. And then there's just stars 1 and stars 2. Those are people who enroll in the program to save money on your insurance. You got to do a couple things, which we'll get into here down the road. But those include the biometric screenings, which are open right now for people to get yourself registered for. And that is the first step of joining the healthcare component of the program to save money. And just for a crash course for new people, if you're on the insurance and you want to save money, here are the things that you got to do. The biometric screenings, which registration is open right now. The idea is that you share your results with your doctor. We ask that everyone has a physical and a dental by the end of the year. There's a life domain assessment in this wellness passport, and all that is we focus on the social determinants of health to kind of guide us through the goal setting portion of the program. And that life domain assessment is just you saying 1 through 5 where you think you rank in each category. There's no wrong answers. We ask that everyone do one in the beginning of the year and then at the end of the year, and then that'll give you a gauge as to whether or not you are making any progress in terms of your overall health and wellness goals, and it gives Heather and I an idea of whether the program is advancing or not. But yeah, the life domain assessments in here, everybody has to have at least 1 health coaching meeting. 1 through 6 keeps you at a stars 1 level. 1 through 7 gets you to that second tier of stars, stars 2, or all stars, and all that means is it saves you just a little bit more money. We'll get more into that information whenever we have our meetings, if anyone's ever interested. Here's that life domain assessment that we were telling you about, just 1 through 5 in all these areas. But the purpose of this Lunch and Learn is to talk about stars points. Do you want to talk about any, like
Sure.
yeah?
Sure. For the insurance component, if you are either a shooting star or an all-star, one of the requirements is that we earn up to 300 points, and our first 300 points will go towards that premium reduction. Anything beyond that, you get to save and use for prizes at the end of the year.
And the whole point of this Lunch and Learn is just to kind of talk about, tracking those points.
Yep. In your passport, you got 2 different trackers. One was this tracker right here that he's pulled up, and all you would do is just put the date that you did the activity and the points. This is a good tracker if you probably are shooting for just hitting 300 points. There is another tracker in there that's the one that I use, where it's just a list, and it gives you right there. It's just a list where you put the date, the activity, and the points. That's the one that I use because I do a lot in the STARS program. So I recommend, that's what I use. So I want you to work I want you to use which one works for you. But this one seems to give you a little bit more space for entries if you're busy in the STARS program.
Yeah.
So, of course, you could probably come up with your own tracker and how you want to do it. The theory is it's there for you to use and to keep track. John and I probably will be meeting. I know I'll be meeting with my individuals towards the end of the year, and I'll have them bring their tracker and we'll review and see where we're at. But yeah, use them as you see fit.
Yeah. The beauty of the program this year is it puts you guys in the position to create a system that works for you in terms of keeping track of the things that you're doing. Like Heather said, you can use this sheet right here. This is nice because it gives you the activity right here, the point value associated with completing that activity, as well as how many times a year you can cash in for that particular activity. As you can see, most of these things you get credit for once a year. So if you do it, it's easy to write the date on here, saying, yeah, I got my influenza vaccine in October or whenever we do it. But some of these things, as you can see, you can get credit for multiple times a year. So I know myself, I wouldn't be able to fit multiple things into this one. That's where, Heather was mentioning you can use this one to write down. One of the things that you can get credit for multiple times a year is tracking your steps with the tracker. If you track your steps for any particular month, you'll get 10 points for that month. And it's just a matter of you being step points for June, step points for July, step points. Well, it's gonna be whatever system works best for you, whether it's the other one, jotting these things down here, creating an Excel sheet, just writing them down in a notebook. Whatever is the most convenient for you is the system that we want you to use. And then like what Heather was saying, at the end of the year, we're gonna sit down with everybody individually, and we're just gonna go over everything. We're gonna check to see if we got all the activities there. We wanna make sure that you're not leaving any points on the table. We're in the business of helping you guys get as many points as possible, because we want you to get as much out of this program as possible. So the big takeaway from today is create a system of tracking your stuff that works for you, and just be ready to have it available at the end of the year for us to review and say, hey, this is great, you did all this stuff, you're gonna get X amount of points. Your first 300 of those are gonna go towards STARS 2, if you're in the insurance component of the insurance part of the program. And then the rest will go towards prizes. And here in your Wellness Passport is the prize catalog that we create every year. Every year we go through this thing, we take a look at, what were people ordering the year before? Should we take this item out? Should we add this new thing? We always try to guess as to what you guys might want to work towards. But the thing that we're most excited about is The system's broken down into point categories, 100 level prizes all the way through 500 level prizes. Obviously, to get a 500 level prize, you would need to rack up 800 points because those first 300 are going to go towards stars 2 if you're on the insurance. If you're not on the insurance, you can just put all your points towards prizes. So let's say you get 800 points at the end of the year, 300 go towards all stars, stars 2, and you got 500 points to play around with. If there's something on this sheet that you like, congratulations, you earned it. Get it for yourself. If you want to get a 200 level prize and a 300 level prize, as long as it equals out to 500, that's fine. They're your points, you spend them however. But what we're most excited about is you'll see at the end of each of these point categories, there's this pick your own for X amount of dollars. 500 level prize is like a $50 prize. So if there's a $50 prize on here that looks good to you, like we said, that's awesome. Get it for yourself. But maybe you've been in the program for a while and you picked over all of these, or you're new and just none of these are looking that great to you. You have the opportunity to do the pick your own. And what that means is there's something for sale at a reputable location. We're going to go out of our way to make sure that you get what you worked for. There are IRS stipulations though. Can't get gift cards, can't get like a couple things. But like, if you got $50 to play around with and you know something on Amazon or Walmart, that's fantastic. Get whatever you want. What Heather and I are doing is suggesting that if you go the pick your own route, it'd probably work best if you send us the link to whatever it is that you want to decrease the likelihood of us kind of getting it wrong in terms of what you wanted. Obviously, it's easy if you pick something from this list. If you want like a rolling toolbox, that's been a popular item these last few years. Like we know where to go, we know which one to get. But if you want something completely different from the pick your own, be as specific as possible, because if you're not, we could get the wrong thing.
We don't want that.
We don't want that.
We want happy people.
Yeah. We want happy, healthy people. So that's kind of the crash course in terms of, tracking your points. Do you guys have any questions about either tracking your points or specific questions about the point eligible activities that are available to everybody in the program? This thing. So here's our list, it's 2 pages. All of these things, pretty much everything on here makes sense to Heather and I, but that doesn't mean it's gonna make sense to you guys. So Heather was kind enough to whip together this very helpful definition sheet that just goes down the line of all these things that are up here. It kind of just explains what they are down here. Obviously, you can always reach out to Heather and I if you have any questions. But if you just have something quick that you weren't exactly sure of, you can always check the definition sheet first. Do you guys have any questions about anything?
So with the biometrics coming up, we'll only have the 50 points this year
Nope.
for doing the whole thing. We won't get
Nope, you'll
points
get
for making each thing.
Nope, you'll get the 50 points for each specific thing that they're measuring. In your passport.
As long as it's within range.
Yep, as long as
Yep.
it's within range. Wegmans, we put in your passport, in case you were wondering, there's 5 things right down smack dab in the middle. If you score not reasonable, but within normal range for those 5 categories, you'll get 50 points each. So technically, you have the opportunity to earn 250 points if you score within desirable range in each of those categories. So the one is cholesterol, the TC and HDL ratio, your glucose, blood pressure, and your BMI. So if any of those are within desirable ranges, you get 50 points.
Yep. And so here's the deal. I'm glad that you asked this question. It's a perfectly timed question, Lori. When it comes to biometrics, Heather, myself, Donna, Beth, everybody involved in the STARS program cannot stress enough that these things are 100% confidential. We have absolutely no idea what your health results are. So what that means is, Lori, your question, am I going to get these?
Yes.
Your question is, am I going to get these points? And the answer is absolutely. If and when, after you complete the biometrics, you come up to us and say, hey, take a look at my results. Heather and I, we don't take your results, we don't keep them, we don't document them, we don't do anything other than get eyes on them and say, congratulations, you're gonna get, 50 points for your glucose and 50 points for your BMI. I'm just making these things up. But
Is that the form that we need to take this year to them? Or will they have those on site?
Okay, so that's the form that we're asking everyone to take. We're not sure if it's gonna be on site. I would like to believe that they would bring it with.
I'm pretty sure, because I used to work for Wegmans Pharmacy and we did it there,
Yeah.
and they had everything there. The only thing I had to do was go and show up.
Yeah.
And then they measure me and put you on the scale and all of that stuff. So I'm thinking they're gonna have them there. But if not,
Okay.
maybe we'll make some copies
We
and
can make
we'll
some
have
copies,
a stash.
Yeah. It's Heather and I try really hard to anticipate issues before they happen. It never works out that way.
No.
But
All right, that's why I thought I better check because I'm not finding it at the moment. So, in the packet.
Okay.
It's in there. I remember it should
Probably
be in.
section 2, Lori.
Yeah.
But if
The
not,
requirements?
yeah,
Oh, I found it.
there, yep.
Yeah.
So yeah. But I think we'll have a stash there though, because in case.
Yeah.
Thanks.
You are welcome.
Good question.